afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andy Sims, and I am the Chair of the Order of Excellence Council. I'd like to welcome you to the 2021 Alberta Order of Excellence Investiture Ceremony. Would you please rise for the entrance of Her Honour, the Honourable Salma Lakhani, Lieutenant Governor of Alberta and Chancellor of the Alberta Order of Excellence, and His Honour, Dr. Zahir Lakhani. I'd also ask you to please remain standing through both the vice-regal salute and the invocation to follow. And it's customary not to sing the national anthem while the vice-regal salute is being played. I now invite you, the Honourable Katherine Fraser, Chief Justice of Alberta, to offer the invocation.
Good afternoon, Your Honours, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today we gather to honour 8 remarkable Albertans, one of whom, Korvan Ray, we have lost far too early. All have written their own story and in doing so blazed a trail for others to follow. Doing so is never easy. It requires ingenuity and insight to know when and how to leave the well-trodden path, and courage to take that first step, often alone, and stride forward into the unknown. To blaze a trail in a manner that inspires others to follow and makes our world a better, safer, more inclusive place, that is an even greater feat. Each Albertan we honor today has done just that. We will soon hear how each has made an extraordinary difference in our world. They have dedicated their lives in service to their communities, from achieving advancements in science, medicine, animal welfare, yay, agriculture, business, and human rights, to preserving the history and language of one of our First Nations, mobilizing positive change, lifting up spirits, and bringing help and hope to those in need and great joy to our lives. Their accomplishments will never be diminished by the passage of time. May we be encouraged by these leaders to care more deeply for our own communities, commit to lifelong learning, enrich the arts, be global citizens and agents for change, and continue to work towards a stronger, more positive future for all. In recognition of the various values, beliefs, and faith traditions represented here today, I invite you, in silent reflection, to express gratitude in your own personal way. Peace to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Justice Fraser. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Good afternoon, Your Honours, Chief Justice, members of the Alberta Order of Excellence, distinguished guests, I should say, in several cases, members of the Order of Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I wish to acknowledge that we are situated on land covered by Treaty 6 between the Crown and the Indigenous peoples that used to inhabit this area, and we share those lands now with our First Nations and with the Métis people. I'm happy to see all of you here this afternoon. Thankfully, we were able to gather again thanks to the safety precautions we have taken. And, of course, thanks to vaccines and medical science generally. This ceremony may have taken a little longer to arrive than we initially thought, and thank you for your patience. But our reason for gathering is as important as ever. Today we have the very great pleasure of welcoming 8 outstanding individuals to the Alberta Order of Excellence. While each of them have excelled in different areas, they have much in common. And I have to tell you, the more I learned about each of them, the more it became evident that they all have a remarkable talent for creative innovation. Whether it's in business, research, education, or community building, each has developed elegant solutions where others saw stumbling blocks. And they achieved those elegant solutions not only with their creative innovation, but also through their dedication to teamwork. Because an equally common thread among them is how they each embrace the value of teamwork, whether they create the teams themselves or bring their creative innovation to institutions and community organizations of all stripes that benefit from their unique value, their unique vision. They embrace working with each other to achieve important goals because they know that cooperation and teamwork make great things happen, and that's what makes them leaders. As we will see this afternoon, each of our honorees recognized challenges within their communities, and they didn't stop until they saw their innovative solutions put in place. And I think more generally, they didn't stop. In so doing, they inspire us all. And so this ceremony is our opportunity to come together to thank them, to honor them, and to formally invest them as members of the Alberta Order of Excellence. The Alberta Order of Excellence is part of Canada's national honour system. It is the highest honour our province has to bestow. 2021 marks the 42nd anniversary of the Order. Since it was created in 1979, only 197 people have become members. That includes the remarkable Albertans we are celebrating today. Considering that our province is home to 4.4 million, you can appreciate just how rare and significant this lifetime honour really is. 197 out of 4.4 million. Each year, the AOE Council considers many worthy nominations from across the province, representing a diverse range of contributions and endeavours. The people you are about to meet are the best of the best. We have to pick, and picking is a difficult job, from an abundance of riches. And the people you have today are those individuals that we, as a council, felt worthy of this honour. Because of these individuals, our communities are stronger, our province is stronger, and the people's lives have changed for the better. My fellow council members have great pleasure of presenting the 2021 AOE members to you this afternoon, Your Honour. The Alberta Order of Excellence Council members consist of, firstly, Diana Blonsey, who unfortunately cannot be with us today, and then Stan Blade of Edmonton, Sharon Carey of Calgary, Brian Hodgson of Lac St. Anne, and Patricia Moore of Calgary. My sincere thanks to each of you for your work throughout the year on the Council. And I can attest to the fact that it is a considerable amount of work on the Council, and all the Council members are volunteers. I'll now invite Brian Hodgson to make our first introduction. Brian? Oh, I'm sorry. I've got my script mixed up, Brian, so I'm afraid you're going to have to go back to your seat. Oh, okay, yes. Before I call on the council members, I would call on our Chancellor to make a few remarks. My apologies, Your Honour.
Thank you, Andy. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. I know that our chair, Andy Sims, has done a beautiful land acknowledgement. I want to add that treaty relationships are an essential part of the Crown in Canada, and I am proud to honor them as the Queen's representative. It is my honor to serve as Chancellor of the Alberta Order of Excellence and to join in celebrating our extraordinary new members for 2021. I have to share with you that since my installation, this is only the second in-person event of this magnitude that I have had the pleasure of hosting at this, our magnificent government house. It is such an honor to finally be able to welcome each and every one of you here today. I hope you have an opportunity to visit the house and to enjoy some of the beautiful artwork that graces this building. The remarkable individuals we are honoring today are a tremendous source of pride and inspiration for all Albertans, and their extensive contributions stand as powerful examples of what it means to be of service. What strikes me most about their work is that they each have the ability to see where they can make things better. They ask important questions about the status quo and then set about finding answers that lead to meaningful and positive changes in our society. Through the decades, our new members have asked themselves why people and animals need to suffer unnecessarily, and they have worked tirelessly to find innovative new ways to combat illness, to save lives, and to foster greater health and well-being for untold numbers of people here at home and around the world. They asked what would happen if barriers to success are removed so that everyone in our communities can flourish, and their compassion, vision, and hard work have created new ways for countless people to learn, to succeed, and to have hope for a better future. They have sparked new ways of learning and fostered a greater spirit of connection, inclusivity, and understanding in our communities simply by sharing their great curiosity and determination, their talent, and their caring hearts with us all. Their areas of interest may be vastly different, but in each case, the impact of their contributions is extremely significant. As Her Majesty the Queen's representative and Chancellor of the Alberta Order of Excellence, it is my honor to congratulate Joan Donald, Cyril Kay, Murray McCann, Barbara Olson, Merle Olson, Greg Powell, Lena Heavy Shields Russell, who is represented here by her son William Singer, the late Korvan Ray, represented here today by his son Darren. Please accept my most heartfelt thanks on behalf of all those whose lives you have touched, for your willingness to serve, and for the invaluable benefits that your efforts have created through the years. You are all extraordinary citizens, and you have more than earned this special recognition. Sadly, we do live in a world that is full of needs locally and globally. And while it is impossible for any single one of us to do everything, it is absolutely possible for every single one of us to do something. And you have shown that through your extraordinary and exemplary lives and the choices you have made. And I'd like to quote the fearless and tireless Mother Teresa, and I quote, "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the water to create many ripples," unquote. Each of you, in your own way and by example, has created ripples that will inspire countless Canadians for decades to come. Congratulations to all our 2021 AOE inductees and all your family members, and enjoy this evening and the celebration. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Your Honour. Those words are inspiring. And now I will invite Brian Hodgson to make our first introduction.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Your Honours, on behalf of the Council, I am honoured to present Joan Donald for membership in the Alberta Order of Excellence. Joan Donald of Red Deer has enriched the social and economic health of her community by bringing governance and leadership to boardrooms of organizations that range from business, health, and education to social justice, sport, and culture. Partners in love and business since 1957, Joan and her husband Jack worked alongside one another to achieve and sustain great success in Alberta's energy industry. Together they grew a single service station into what has become Canada's largest independent fuel marketer and distributor. They share an entrepreneurism and keen business sense so sharp that the Red Deer Polytechnic named its business faculty the Donald School of Business. But there's much more to Joan than investor relations and board meetings. While she has one foot successfully planted on the corporate world, she has always had the other firmly rooted in the world of volunteerism and philanthropy. In fact, many of her greatest contributions have been since she retired 20 years ago, because Joan has a gift for inspiring others. Her ability to galvanize the community and a volunteer team is legendary. She has motivated, mentored generations of volunteers as she has led many, many fundraising campaigns in central Alberta. And while she may lead multi-million-dollar fundraisers, it is important to note she's much more than an honorary name on a letterhead. She is a roll-up-your-sleeves, boots-on-the-ground volunteer. Joan began volunteering when she and Jack moved their young family to Red Deer almost 60 years ago, and she has never stopped. She leads by example, encouraging others to join her in giving their time their abilities, and their financial support. She brings her governance experience, tact, and diplomacy to the table to help organizations build strong principles, plans, and practices. She has a long, proven track record of helping organizations create, enhance, and add community frameworks that make Alberta a better place to live. As such, Joan's name has become synonymous with organizations like Red Deer Polytechnic, STARS Air Ambulance, Westerner Park, and the Red Deer Festival of Trees, just to name a few. While many people may write a check for a good cause, Joan feels that fewer will become campaign leaders. There's where she feels her legacy is. No matter which organization she is working with, she always has her eyes set on the future, on helping them cultivate their next generation of leaders. To Joan, it is never too early to help Albertans develop their leadership skills. That is why she partnered with the Red Deer School Board to develop a unique mentorship program for young women to cultivate future leaders for Alberta and Canada. In so doing, she is making a difference in the lives of Albertans, not only today, but also in the years to come. In recognition of her remarkable contributions, it is my honor, on behalf of the Council, to name Joan May MacDonald as a member of the Alberta Order of Excellence.
Congratulations, Joan, and thank you, Brian, for those words. Our next two presentations will be made by Patricia Moore. Pat?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. On behalf of the Council, I'm honored to present Cyril Kay for membership in the Alberta Order of Excellence. Before I begin, I'd like to say that I've known Cyril since we were pupils at McDougall Elementary School in Calgary. He didn't know who I was, but we all knew that Cyril had a brilliant future ahead of him. Dr. Cyril Kay of Edmonton is among the world's eminent biochemists. Unlocking the Building Blocks of Life. His vision to create and lead internationally respected multidisciplinary teams has revolutionized biomedical research. Cyril's record of achievement as a scientist and as a professor during his long career speaks for itself. His individual work as a biochemist has won sustained acclaim in the most stringent courts of the peer review processes that adjudicate national research grants, awards, and approve publications in respected journals. To date, he has published a remarkable 349 research papers, focused mainly on the structure and function relationships of muscle and calcium-binding proteins. On this record alone, Cyril stands as a giant on the international scene. But his contributions to Canada, and through Canada to the world, go far beyond his distinguished record of individual scholarship. Because Cyril was a pioneer in building multidisciplinary research team. He has a true gift for it. He also has a gift for developing the visions and plans that lead those teams to achieve far more together than the individual researchers could have ever hoped to achieve on their own. Because of Cyril's direct leadership, the first multidisciplinary team he created, called the Medical Research Council Group on Protein Structure and Function, made the University of Alberta the leading biochemistry center of Canada, and the MRC Group the top network in the nation. But Cyril didn't stop there. He created a second multidisciplinary team, the Protein Engineering Network of Centers of Excellence, or PENCE for short. It was also in the U of A's biochemistry department, and it solidified Cyril's now international reputation for fostering synergy among researchers. After a remarkable 37 years at the university, he retired. But I'm going to use the word retired in quotes, air quotes, because he went on to guide more organizations in bolstering their research capabilities by building collaborative, multidisciplinary teams. Organizations like the Alberta Cancer Board, the Alberta Science and Research Authority, and the Alberta Lymphedema Network. And in case you're wondering, yes, he's still working. For the past 10 years and counting, he has guided Honourable, a significant international cancer research institute in Toulouse, France, as it has adopted the elegant vision he developed for multidisciplinary cancer research in Alberta. Through these and many other offices held and invitations accepted over the years, Cyril has influenced his university, his research networks, and numerous scholarly journals and organizations, as he has provided guidance and advice locally, provincially, nationally, and internationally. In this way, Cyril has influenced policy and decisions at the highest levels. These demanding and time-consuming leadership activities were never a requirement of Cyril's job. Rather, they constitute voluntary service to, and indeed beyond the chosen profession and scientific discipline. In recognition of his outstanding contributions, it is my honor, on behalf of the Council, to name Dr. Cyril Max Kay as a member of the Alberta Order of Excellence. Congratulations, Cyril. On behalf of the Council, I'm honoured to present Murray McCann for membership in the Alberta Order of Excellence. He's also a bud of mine. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I'm so busy thinking about all he's done. Murray McCann, excuse me, Murray McCann of Calgary is a successful entrepreneur, generous philanthropist, and respected community leader who reinvests his success into organizations that combat hunger, homelessness, fear, and violence, as well as programs that honor fallen soldiers and support homeless veterans. Success in the business world came quickly to hardworking Murray once he started working for himself. Starting his own accounting firm at 28, he would add, nurture, expand, and divest 33 operating companies in Canada, the United States, China, India, and Malaysia over the next 50 years. His commercial holdings covered a wide range of sectors, including mining, plumbing and heating, oil and gas exploration, web development, real estate, international training, and building materials distribution. Murray's outstanding business acumen has earned him the respect the world over. But he is equally known for his tremendous vision in the community, supporting causes literally from Alberta to Zambia. Yes, Zambia, where he supported education and employment skills, training for children, even founding the Myrna McCann Residence for Girls. Closer to home, he supports many local organizations that help vulnerable Albertans build better lives for themselves. Throughout his lifetime, he has funded and volunteered for initiatives related to homelessness and poverty, food insecurity, children's education, ALS research, disaster relief, and many others. Anyone who knows Murray would know he is the first to say, "I don't do it alone." He has the ability to bring together like-minded folks from all walks of life to share in his visionary ideas, and then work as a team to bring them to fruition. Field of Crosses is one of those ideas. Where others saw an empty field, Murray saw a way to honor and remember soldiers from southern Alberta who gave their lives to protect the freedom we enjoy today. Each November, more than 20,000 people now visit the park in Calgary to attend one of the 23 memorial services, or to walk quietly among more than 3,600 crosses, each with the name, rank, age, and date of death of a serviceman or woman from southern Alberta killed in action. Homes for Heroes is another of Murray's visionary ideas. Where others saw a homelessness problem, Murray saw creative solutions and tiny transitional homes to help veterans escape poverty and find employment. Today, the Homes for Heroes Foundation provides housing services and training to help veterans successfully transition back into civilian life. It's the same kind of vision that Murray employed when he funded quarterly breakfasts for major donors of the United Way of Calgary, so they could come together and strategize around big issues like poverty and homelessness. The bottom line is this: no matter which volunteer group he may be with at the time, Murray's fellow volunteers say the same thing, that working with him makes them believe that anything is possible. For his remarkable contributions, it is my honor, on behalf of the Council, to name James Murray McCann as a member of the Alberta Order of Excellence.
Congratulations, Murray, and thank you, Pat. We only have one level in the Alberta Order of Excellence, but I'm thinking of getting a special bar that is the PMCS bar, AOE with bar, which is the Pat childhood sweetheart bar. I don't know if we can afford that many medals. Do you think so? Next two presentations will be made by Stan Blade. Stan?
Good afternoon, everyone. I have to say before we start, as someone that grew up in agriculture and now serves as the Dean of the Faculty of Agriculture at the University of Alberta, how great it is to see the representation of agriculture in our investees this afternoon. And to that end, I will say that on behalf of the Council, I am honored to present Barbara Olson for membership in the Alberta Order of Excellence. Dr. Barb Olson of Calgary is an internationally recognized researcher, entrepreneur, and toxicology expert. Her research in veterinary medicine has led to a better understanding of bacterial infections and treatment in humans and animals. With an early love of both science and animals, Barb was naturally drawn to veterinary medicine. While studying at the University of Saskatchewan, she met fellow PhD student and future husband, Merle. They realized that they could join forces to address their shared concern for animal welfare. And so, drawn by their mutual love of research, Barb and Merle both took positions at the University of Calgary. Barb became a public advocate for science, working with schools in Calgary and southern Alberta to get kids interested in careers in research. She also joined a newly formed research group at the university to monitor quality assurance in studies contracted out from pharmaceutical companies. Those studies would provide Barb with the skills and knowledge she would later put to good use when developing and seeking federal approval for products born out of her research with Merle. Some of this work at the university would evolve into biofilm research group, devoted to studying bacterial colonies growing in living tissue, in plants, and even in pipes. As they led the group, Barb and Merle established an international reputation for the center as it unraveled how microbes cause chronic infectious diseases, leading to their work finding widespread applications in human, animal, plant, and environmental sciences. And I mean widespread. Applications of their discoveries have led to diverse solutions, from the first diagnostic kit to guide doctors in treating microbial infections in conditions like cystic fibrosis, to fighting bacterial ring rot in potatoes, to helping the oil industry to fight pipeline corrosion. Barb and Merle's studies of parasitic diseases have also led to a better understanding of parasites that can pass from animals to humans. That work led them to develop the first commercially available vaccine to control Giardia parasite in cats. But Barb and Merle eventually became dissatisfied with the lack of made-in-Alberta veterinary products, and they concluded that they could accomplish more in the private sector. So they founded industry-leading companies like Alberta Veterinary Laboratories and Innovatech to provide livestock producers with cost-effective services and products to improve animals' quality of life. Barb's expertise in toxicology and nutritional biochemistry, combined with her research with Merle into pain control for livestock, spurred the widespread adoption of pain medication in the livestock industry, leading to significant advances in animal welfare and health. Always outspoken about her faith in science and her concern for the welfare of living things, Barb has always backed up her beliefs in action. As an innovator and an entrepreneur, through research, leadership, and ingenuity, she has translated her compassion into practical results, changing countless animal and human lives for the better. For her outstanding contributions, it is my honor, on behalf of the Council, to name Barbara Olson as a member of the Alberta Order of Excellence. Congratulations, Barb. And you'll notice that the Alberta Order of Excellence follows alphabetical rules very strictly. So, on behalf of the Council, I am now honored to present Merle Olson for membership in the Alberta Order of Excellence. Dr. Merle Olson of Calgary is an internationally renowned veterinarian and researcher. His entrepreneurism has led to innovative biotech and pharmaceutical companies specializing in veterinary products to address animal welfare issues. Growing up on a farm made Merle acutely aware of livestock, of their pain and discomfort, and their health and well-being. Like Barb, his love of science and animals led him to pursue his PhD in veterinary medicine at the University of Saskatchewan, after which he joined a large animal veterinary practice in Pincher Creek, where again he was acutely aware of the shortcomings in animal welfare. Producers couldn't provide optimal care because the products they needed were unavailable or had yet to be invented. So Merle and Barb decided to do something about it. They joined the University of Calgary, where they began research focused on microbiology, parasites, and pharmaceuticals. Their work accelerated the use of pain medication for animals undergoing castration, giving birth, or receiving surgical treatment. Merle also partnered with government agencies to solve pressing problems for the agri-food sector. He created revolutionary new treatments like AlphaSure, which allows cattle to graze on high-protein alfalfa without the danger of potentially fatal bloating. But Barb and Merle became frustrated with obstacles that stopped new products from reaching the market or forced companies to make them elsewhere. At that time, virtually all major pharmaceutical products tied to the livestock industry were made outside of Canada. This posed a significant problem for Alberta producers, who had to pay more for products designed without consideration for Alberta's climate and geography. Merle and Barb believed that veterinary pharmaceuticals should be developed, proven, and manufactured here in Alberta. So they retired from academia in 2004 to found pharmaceutical and biotech companies dedicated to producers' unmet needs. Ultimately, they founded a publicly traded biotech company, Innovotech, which is now based in Edmonton and provides products and services based on the Olson's biofilm research. They also created Alberta Veterinary Laboratories and Solvet Animal Health, which are devoted to researching and manufacturing made-in-Alberta livestock pharmaceuticals. In the years since, their products have dramatically improved animals' living conditions, taken away the pain of routine veterinary procedures, and reduced antibiotic use. Their development of a low-cost parasite control product for cattle saved producers millions of dollars every year. And they continue to innovate at a blistering pace, bringing at least one new product to market each year. Merle and Barb have devoted their careers to speaking for those who can't speak for themselves. They are inventors and relentless advocates for the highest standards of livestock care, spreading their message to Alberta 4-H clubs and to visitors at the Calgary Stampede. Merle's work as a veterinarian, researcher, and entrepreneur has eased the suffering of countless animals and turned Alberta's agri-food sector into a global leader in animal welfare. In recognition of his outstanding contributions, it is my honor, on behalf of the Council, to name Merle Olson as a member of the Alberta Order of Excellence.
Thank you, Stan. And now, if I could call on Councilmember Sharon Carey to introduce Dr. Powell.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Chair, Your Honours. I am thrilled to be here on behalf of the Council because it's my honor to present Gregory Powell for membership in the Alberta Order of Excellence. Dr. Greg Powell of Foothills is a leader in Canadian medicine, but his success has always been about more than hard work. For Greg, inspiration, problem solving, and a willingness to take risks are just as important. A trip to Asia as a medical student during the Vietnam War showed him how much they matter. Greg ended up volunteering at a mobile army surgical hospital where he saw battlefield casualties rushed by air to emergency surgery and survive because of rapid transport. Those memories would stay with him in his professional practice as an emergency physician when he witnessed patients die because they hadn't reached the hospital fast enough. Almost 20 years after this trip, inspiration, problem solving, and risk-taking prompted him to take a radical step. Greg and his friend and colleague, Dr. Rob Abernethy, decided to create a medevac service based in Calgary, and they leased their first helicopter. The Shock Trauma Air Rescue Service, or STARS as we all know it, initially faced official skepticism and steep expenses that brought its founders to the brink of bankruptcy. But Greg refused to give up, trusting the purpose, passion, and persistence would win through. As money started arriving from grateful communities and STARS services expanded, Greg and his team trialed entirely new ways of delivering care on the ground and in the air. Their innovations made medevac flights work better at every level, like night sight for helicopters and a registration system so choppers can find rural work sites. They established the unique STARS Emergency Link Center, a 24-hour communications facility to manage the rapid medical referral, triage, and transport of critical patients between rural health care providers and urban hospital specialists. Through sheer determination and a willingness to embrace high-tech solutions, Greg has saved countless lives. He's also mentored the next generation of critical care providers and helped standardize emergency medicine programs across Canada. Starting in the 1970s, he collaborated with the University of Calgary to plan and launch the Emergency Medicine Residency Training Program. From there, he helped form the Canadian Association of Emergency Physicians and worked with his colleagues to set exams, create a board of examiners, and build Canada's emergency medicine specialty. Then, alongside a small group of doctors, Greg crisscrossed the country to nudge major universities to establish programs in emergency medicine. He also established a critical care transport academy for doctors, nurses, and paramedics. And he oversaw the creation of the first mobile medical human patient simulation training program in North America, which provides an intensive clinical practice and learning environment for both STARS medical crews and rural medical care professionals. Now that he's retired, Greg's belief in equal access to life-saving treatment is as strong as ever. He and his wife, Linda, now volunteer with the Alberta Organization Group to raise organ and tissue donation rates. And Greg continues to contribute his expertise to the Health Quality Council of Alberta and the Foothills County Hospice Society. For his outstanding contributions, it is my honor on behalf of the Council to name Dr. Dwight Gregory Powell as a member of the Alberta Order of Excellence. Congratulations, Greg. Well, we have learned that our next honoree, Lena Heavy Shields Russell, is not feeling up to traveling to Edmonton. And I know the entire council is with me and is the audience when I extend my very best wishes to her. We sincerely hope, Lena, that you're feeling back to your wonderful self in no time. And we are certainly disappointed that we won't be able to visit with you today. But we know you and your family are watching the live stream, as many others are. And so I say, "Oki, Lena," and we're honored that your son, William Singer, is here to accept the Alberta Order of Excellence on your behalf. On behalf of the council, I'm honored to present Lena Heavy Shields Russell, Ikchi Shik, for membership in the Alberta Order of Excellence. Lena Heavy Shields Russell of the Blood Reserve is a Kainai elder, author, teacher, and trailblazing translator. In the Blackfoot tongue, her name means gentle singer. She is celebrated for creating Alberta's Blackfoot curriculum, safeguarding the language and culture to pass on to future generations. Let me just stop for a second. Everybody else, check your phones. Okay. Pardon me. Lena's love of learning came early. She excelled at the St. Mary's Residential School on the Blood Reserve, always achieving the highest marks in her class. When she went on to an all-girls school in Legal, Alberta, she was the only Indigenous student and had to learn French to communicate with her classmates and teachers. And it was a lonely time for young Lena. But she did more than survive, she thrived. Lena went on to complete normal school at the University of Alberta, where she was once again one of the few Indigenous students on campus. Over the years, she would also attend the University of Lethbridge to obtain her Bachelor of Education and a professional diploma in education. As much as Lena loved learning, she also loved teaching. Whether it was at schools on the Blood Reserve and in Cardston, or at the University of Lethbridge and Red Crow Community College. She earned a reputation as a gifted educator whose warmth, charm, and profound intelligence won over generations of students. While teaching is as much an art as it is a science, it's not just about fulfilling a responsibility, it's about passing on a gift. For more than 50 years, Lena did exactly that, inspiring generations of students, from children to elders with a love of learning and literacy. She found her calling in the classroom, and in answering that calling, she passed on the gifts she had received earlier in life. From a young age, she was steeped in the Blackfoot stories of her grandmother, Kate Spotted Eagle, and other family elders as they told stories purely in Blackfoot, sparking an early respect for the power of language. Lena gained a deep appreciation for the value of her own culture and the ways in which words shape their speakers. And that led to her life's work, preserving the Blackfoot language. Language is the foundation of a culture. Our treaties and laws reinforce our promise to ensure the preservation and promotion of Indigenous languages. Long before the Truth and Reconciliation Commission issued 5 calls to action on revitalizing Aboriginal languages, Lena Heavy Shields Russell was at work making this a reality with the Blackfoot language. She would go on to produce 13 books that are priceless educational resources. She also worked with Alberta Education to create a Blackfoot language curriculum that remains in use today. Just as importantly, she kindled in the hearts of her students a desire to master the language and pass it on for themselves. In that way, Lena's gift keeps on giving. Lena's contributions to the community go far beyond teaching. She has given her time to many boards, including the University of Lethbridge Senate Committee. And she's adopted so many kids over the years that her family is unsure of the number. She has touched thousands of lives, imparting in each person her respect, care, and sense of purpose. And she has given the Blackfoot renewed strength. In recognition of her incredible contributions, it's my honor on behalf of the Council to name Lena Heavy Shields Russell a member of the Alberta Order of Excellence.
Thank you, Sharon. Lena, I understand you and your family are able to watch this through live stream. As my colleagues have said, we wish you well. Sorry you can't be with us, but we will be making arrangements very shortly for you to be able to sign the Book of Records in person in your home community. Congratulations from the Council and I believe everybody here. The next introduction will be made by Brian Hodgson.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Your Honour. Like all of our inductees this afternoon, Korvan Ray learned this summer that he was to receive the Alberta Order of Excellence. Sadly, Cor died in July before this ceremony could take place. So we've asked Cor's son, Darren, to accept the Alberta Order of Excellence on Cor's behalf. It is my honour, on behalf of the Council, to present Korvan Ray for membership in the Alberta Order of Excellence. Korvan Ray of Lethbridge was one of southern Alberta's most prominent entrepreneurs who strengthened the agriculture industry and ensured the future of agribusiness through 50 years of innovation. A compassionate philanthropist and community builder, his generosity has improved the lives of countless Albertans. Born in the Kingdom of the Netherlands, Cor knew early on that his native land could not accommodate his vision for his future. So he moved to Canada, where the land was expansive as his dreams. He and his wife, Christine, who was his partner in business, started on 320 acres near Iron Springs in southern Alberta. There they grew Korvan Ray farms from a small herd of 50 cattle into a wide range of agricultural endeavors that included Canada's largest independently owned and operated feedlot. Their resounding success founded in Cor's perennial drive to always look for what's next, what's new, what can be improved, and how he could achieve those improvements. As an innovator, he led the industry. Each successive feedlot was an improvement on the last, as he implemented best practices and developed unprecedented efficiencies in his operations. Eventually, he was managing 5 feedlots that were amongst the best in the world. But Cor's vision was even larger. He could see beyond the farm itself to opportunities within the larger agri-food sector as a whole. So he diversified his operations to include several phases of the beef production cycle, right from farm implement dealerships to trucking operations to beef processing and exporting. Cor expanded all of these in a significant way, benefiting producers and employees and consumers alike, all while raising Alberta's profile as a world-class agri-food player. Being involved in so many aspects of the agri-food sector, Cor recognized its value in Alberta. Yet he could also see that specialized agribusiness training was lacking. So in 2015, Cor shared his innovative vision with Lethbridge College and the University of Lethbridge. He encouraged them to team up to create agribusiness programming that focuses on agricultural economics, entrepreneurship, and innovation. Today, the program, made possible by Cor's gift, which was matched by the Alberta government, is now producing graduates greatly needed by the agriculture industry right across our province. Cor loved giving to causes he believed in. A long-time champion for community health, he helped create multiple recreational opportunities for families by supporting the construction of swimming pools, fitness centers, parks, and a 15-kilometer multi-use trail. So it's no wonder that several of them are now named after Cor in recognition of his generous support. Many more health, education, social services, and community organizations benefited from Cor's ongoing support. And last year, he teamed up with the Community Foundation of Lethbridge and Southwestern Alberta to ensure his support would continue even after he was gone. So we are proud to include Korvan Ray in the AOE family, and we're grateful to Darren and family, both present here this afternoon and watching by live stream, have been able to join us today as we honor him. For his remarkable contributions, it is my honor, on behalf of the Council, to name Korvan Ray as a member of the Alberta Order of Excellence.
Thank you, Brian. And a special thanks to you, Darren, for representing CORE today. And I'm grateful that you and your family are able to join us. My warmest congratulations to each of the outstanding citizens joining the ranks of the Alberta Order of Excellence this afternoon. Before we conclude, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge 4 outstanding members of the Order whom we lost this year. Stan Milner, who was inducted into the Alberta Order of Excellence in 1995. Both Father Mike McCaffrey and Gerald Hankins were inducted in 2005. And Dr. David Schindler became a member of the Order in 2008. I ask that we all observe a moment of silence and to remember and to honor all those AOE members who are no longer with us, but who spent their lives making Alberta a better place. All Albertans owe them a debt of gratitude. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the ceremony portion of today's program. I'd ask you to stand, and as we conclude with O Canada, in keeping with public health guidelines, I'd ask that you refrain from singing along. After O Canada, I invite everyone to proceed to the second floor for a pre-dinner reception. Since we are socially distanced, please feel free to explore the house and its wonderful artwork. Thank you.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, to be